What's up, guys? This is your boy Jalen here on another episode of Elevated Minds. We have a very special guest here today. We have Mr. Anthony. He's a health and wellness coach. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about the importance of the gut. And a lot of people don't really understand what the gut is and how that has effects on your mind, your body, everything. And so we're really going to dive into this. So Anthony, if you can just go ahead and introduce yourself and then tell the audience a little bit about you.
Sure. It's awesome that we met and we're on similar subjects to help people.
Yes.
Help people. And it's shocking how these simple things can change people's lives. So that's what I'm happy to share. A little bit more about me is that for years, I was an expert problem solver in mechanical and electrical. And that became easy to me. I could do it fast, easy, and companies were paying me very well. But at the same time, in the evenings, I used to study everything health and wellness.
Wow.
I just found it interesting. I mean, I used to wake up at 4 a.m. to watch a program. It was pre-recorded and it only came on at 4 a.m. So that's how devoted I was to it.
Wow.
Who wakes up at 4 a.m. to learn?
Not me, usually.
Right. But I just found that fun and interesting. And so little by little, I started accumulating all this knowledge. And I was helping people along the way.
Wow.
And that's when I realized that there's a lot of people that need this.
Yeah.
So I continued studying, and now I've made the transition to help people full time. And I transferred that knowledge of problem solving into helping people.
That's amazing. So has that always been like a lifelong thing for you, or did you kind of start getting interested in it kind of later on in your life?
Yeah, I just love to learn. Since I was 18, I took a speed reading class. And that just ignited my hunger to learn. But, what 18-year-old spends $2,000 on a speed reading class?
I'll tell you what, I was not thinking about that at 18.
Right. Here I was doing yard work and stuff to get $2,000 to take these classes.
Wow.
But anyhow, that just sparked my interest in it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's pretty cool, because I know, like with me, I started to get more interested in health and wellness I feel like it was after the fact, when I started to have different health things,
Exactly.
My mind fog and just being sluggish, not having energy, and gaining weight, especially in my gut area, and not realizing the different things that's going on inside, things I'm putting into my body.
Absolutely. And it's funny you mention that, because that's how most people start in health and wellness. They have to try to heal themselves.
Yes.
I've been in a room with hundreds of different healers, and everybody had to fix themselves first. Almost every person there.
Wow.
Had to fix their own issues first. And I had some issues too. I was trouble-free for many, many years, and all of a sudden it's like you hit a wall. And normally what triggers it is stress.
Stress.
Yes, sir. That's another whole subject we can touch on.
I know.
But,
I'd say that's one of the number one killers.
Yeah, people don't realize it just opens the door for all these problems. Stomach problems, autoimmune disease, many, many other problems start from stress. It's a trigger that starts many, many things. And the bad part is you can start going down the wrong path if you don't pay attention to it.
I totally agree. Stress, I feel like people really have to make sure that they're regulating that, because I know so many people that develop some stomach ulcers or just different ailments just from being stressed out for so long, for so many periods of time, and not realizing that effect that it has on the body and on the mind.
Absolutely. And sometimes we don't realize we're doing it.
Yes.
We're causing this problem. Many people have autoimmune diseases, and it's triggered by stress. Because I can normally ask the person, when did you start having this trouble? and they think, and then they realize, wait a minute, it was right after my divorce, or right after this or that, some type of stressful in their life, and that's when normally the problems start.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
I always like to address the emotional part of it also.
It's super important.
People don't realize, drugs and things won't help if you don't fix the emotional part of it.
Like the actual root. Because otherwise you're just kind of like treating it.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I love Western medicine, but sometimes they overlook that simple thing. And but there's a lot of great doctors out there, and it's one thing I want to remind everyone, that this is for information, educational purposes. We don't treat anything. We don't claim to treat anything. And if you have any questions, speak to your doctor.
That's right.
And,
yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anything that you hear on this podcast is you're welcome to. Hey, doc, I heard this. What do you think about this? So feel free to ask them. And normally they'll open up to you and answer your questions. So hopefully you have somebody like that. If not, you need to find one.
Absolutely.
Somebody that works with you. Because that's what we do. We work with doctors. We don't work against them.
Yes.
We work hand in hand with East meets West.
Absolutely.
So getting back to the emotion part of it, if you look, when did your problems start with stomach problems? People can look back and say, you know what, it was this time of year, this was happening in my life, and that's a trigger. So now you look at that and see if you can remove that trigger. If not, we have some techniques that we can do to remove those triggers. We can implement those. They're simple and easy. It's not like it's something difficult to do. It's really easy, but you have to do it in order to heal.
Exactly. Yep. It's like we don't understand. We have to heal inside to heal everywhere else. And so I think a lot of people don't understand, I guess, the catalyst for a lot of the issues that people have. They don't realize how that does start right here inside of our body, like in the gut. We have so many impurities.
Absolutely. And so absolutely, we just need to recognize, first of all, what might have triggered that. Let me see if I can work on that.
Right.
And then, so that's the first thing. And then, so what I recommend to people is that simple probiotics, and I'm sure the doctors will agree. You can ask your doc, hey doc, can I take some probiotics? And they'll say, sure, but always check with them first. And they'll help you pick out the correct one for you.
Right.
And but that's the number one thing. Quick story is recently I ran into a big guy at the gym. It's a big guy, and I could tell he wasn't at his full potential. And I said, "Do you have a stomach problem?" And two things could happen. Either A, he was going to get mad and say, "It's none of your business," or he was going. But what he said was, "How did you know?" He says, "How did you know?" I said, "Well, I can tell you're not at the full potential." And he's like, "Wow, how did you possibly see that?" And I said, "Well, you had the same look on your face I used to have." Yeah. So he was shocked, and he told me he's had these problems for 3 years.
3 years.
3 years. Imagine having pain in your gut, and you don't have the energy, you don't feel good, you're not at 100% of your game.
Wow.
You're running, 45, 50% of your game. And when you think like that, when you have that, you literally have brain fog and many other problems. And so I can tell right away. So I simply recommend you try probiotics. I said, check with your doc first, if that's okay for you. And I recommended that. So he tried it, checked with his doc, and he was clear to go. And I ran into him a few weeks later, and he says, "Wow, that really worked." And I could see in his eyes he had he had the fire back in his eyes.
Yeah.
I could see it right away. And I said, there it is. I could see it right away. And it's a funny, simple story, but it's just people go through life in pain.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that.
Yeah, you know, I feel like there's a lot of people that are suffering and they don't understand there's like little simple tweaks. It's like a lot of times people don't realize that it's like the basics. We forget about the basics. We forget about the vitamins. We forget about these things, you know, that our body needs to even fight off infections, to fight off inflammation, to stay healthy, to just do the normal functions that we need to do every day.
Absolutely. So yeah, the probiotics help you get your stomach in balance, and then your body can start doing its job. You can always go up, turn it up a notch if we need to.
Right.
With so many methods.
I guess let's break this down also for the people that might not understand fully what the gut is. Can you give the definition of the gut?
Yeah, most recently doctors found that there's an absolute connection between the stomach and the brain.
Wow.
The vagus nerve connects the two. So if you don't feel good in your stomach, you don't think good in your brain. So there's an obvious connection there.
Wow.
So that's so important that your stomach feels good so your brain thinks clearly.
Yes.
Because it's hard to be cheerful when your stomach hurts.
Yeah, that's true.
It's hard to smile if your stomach hurts. It really is. And so you're actually blocking success. And you might say, well, what are you talking about? What do you mean blocking success? Well, when you smile more, you attract more of that, more happy people. And it's a scientific fact that's been studied that people that smile make 30% more money. So I'd like to give people information that can help them, their mind, body, and wallet.
Yes. They say, you know, if you feel better, you're going to act better. You're going to look better. You're going to present yourself as, you know, kind of like the best version of yourself to the world. And so when that happens, you can only attract better things into your life because you're on the top of your game in a way.
Absolutely. You even have better posture.
Yes.
Every little detail adds up.
That really brings something up because I knew a lot of people, even in the gym, I knew a lot of people that would just eat whatever. They would just, you know, eat fast food. That was like their main diet. They wouldn't drink water. They would drink juice and soda and all these things. And they would just eat whatever. They put all these things into their body, and they might have had muscle, but you can tell like they you know, their skin wasn't right, and you know, or they might have had like a lot of blemishes everywhere, or just weren't fully energized. And you know, it's amazing to see when people would change their diet. I would see these people literally change their diets. I would see them change the way that you know, that they would eat. They would you know, make sure they're getting enough rest, and those little few things, just adding some water and vitamins, and you see their, like, how their entire countenance is different, like their energy levels. You can tell the vibrance.
Absolutely.
And, you know, but it's amazing that something as simple as that, you know, you eat and have this lifestyle for so long, and then when you transform it and you do these little things, and in as little as a month, you can start to see tremendous changes.
Absolutely correct. And it doesn't have to be expensive. You know, you can eat clean, healthy food, keeping it simple.
Right. Absolutely.
But you do have to try to find quality food. And you know, some people are vegetarians. Everybody's different. It's not quite for me, but because I don't think you get enough nutrients unless you supplement.
I remember we were talking about this, and you mentioned a story. Can you talk about the story of the vegetarian that was eating healthy, but seemed as if they didn't have as many vitamins and minerals that they needed?
Oh yeah, there's several stories like that. But one in particular was a lady was a strict vegetarian vegan, and she got her teenage son to become a vegan. right off the bat, I didn't agree with that, but everybody's different. Her teenage son, you know, when you have a growing teenage boy or girl, they need to have plenty of nutrients. They don't need to starve.
Right.
So I went into her a few months later, and her son went to the hospital. She went to the hospital because they were having all types of health issues. And because they were too restrictive in their diet. Just recommended, you know, balance it out more. Her and her son started having more energy and feeling better. That's just a simple little adjustment.
Wow.
Overlook the thing. And there's several other stories like that. But there's just so many that I have. I don't want to go off to the left and right. I want to.
Yeah, we can save those. Save some of those for another time.
Yeah,
but
that's just one example. Another time is I met a nutritionist. She was a licensed nutritionist, and somebody might look at her and say, "Looks fine," but I said, "You're not taking your vitamins." And she said, "You've known me for 10 minutes. How could you possibly know that?" I said, "Well, I can see by your hair, your eyes, and your skin. You're not taking the vitamins." And here she is, a licensed, certified nutritionist. And she kind of said, "Wow,
how do you know?
How did you know? I've been skipping it. I've not been taking my vitamins. You're right." And you can see it right away on people. So I do recommend a good quality vitamin from somewhere. Always check with your doctor first what's good for you.
Yes.
But I do recommend that with minerals, especially for women. And you'll be shocked how when you help your body, it'll help you.
Yes. Yes.
It's simple. But yeah, getting back to the stomach issues, it absolutely. I don't know if you got a minute for me to tell you the quick story of what happened to me?
Yeah.
You got a quick minute for that?
Absolutely.
I never had any stomach issues till one day I was waiting for my dinner, and the restaurant brought over a delicious appetizer. And I quickly ate that, and I said, "Man, that was good." And they brought two more out, and I ate that, and I said, "Wow, that is so delicious. What was that?" And they said, "Oh, it's raw seafood." And I said, "Oh, no." I couldn't tell because they had it covered with several things, and it just tasted delicious. So I couldn't really tell. I said, "This is some kind of seafood, but I can't quite tell what it is." I thought it was like grilled or steamed seafood.
Yeah.
But it was raw. And I said, "Oh, no, that will probably affect my stomach." And sure enough, it did the next day. So
Man.
I could not get rid of that stomach problem. And I started, the doctor recommended I take some antibiotics for it. And all that did was create more problems.
Wow.
So now I have antibiotics can upset your stomach. You can get your stomach out of balance.
Yeah.
So then you're going to be on an endless cycle of stomach problems. And that's the worst part, is when people go through their life or years suffering with a ridiculous problem.
Yeah.
So I simply started taking probiotics, and the problem solved. So,
Wow.
but I did it that way. I would like to confirm something. I checked with my doc, and but they wanted me on some medication for the rest of my life. I said, "Whoa, doc." I appreciate that, but I'm not taking drugs for the rest of my life.
No,
thank you. I'm not going to do that, but I will take probiotics. That's good for you.
Right.
That's very good for you, and any doctor will confirm that. They'll agree. They say, "Yeah, that's a good idea to take probiotics." And what's so funny is, one time I recommended something for someone, and they went to their doctor. They said, "Hey, doc, can I take this?" And the doctor said, "Oh, that's very good. I take that myself." And the doc said, "Wait a minute." The guy said, "Wait a minute, doc, you take this, but you didn't tell me about it." So, yeah. But anyway, so that's why it's always good to ask.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a really I think it's huge, you know, especially for our health. You know, especially if you have a doctor or a physician, it's really important to consult them, talk with them. Don't do anything just on your own just because you hear something on the internet, you know.
Right. I'm shocked with some people. They read something on the internet and they run to go do it. I don't recommend that.
Yeah, you've got so many self-proclaimed like gurus and stuff like that online, and and a lot of them haven't been trained in anything. So you don't want to just randomly listen to anyone, even us. You know, you know, do your research. You know, but like you were saying, we promote health and wellness and ways of naturally healing the body. You know, I think it's super important, especially in nowadays, you know, because medication is such a huge thing. And I think medication can help, you know, certain people, but I also feel that there's natural ways that we can heal. Right. And so I really appreciate the stories. One of the last questions I have for you here, are there any specific foods that are really bad for the gut?
Yes. As a matter of fact, there's several triggers, and everybody's slightly different what can trigger for them. Some people it is wheat and other products like that. Some people are allergic and their stomach just overreacts, and you can actually create autoimmune disease.
Wow.
And the last thing you want to do is just keep taking something, it's not, you don't want to just keep putting a Band-Aid on it. You want to fix the problem.
Yes. And sorry, you said wheat, right?
Yeah, yeast, wheat, and different things, and you can actually be tested for that. And we can give people a link if they want to look with these doctors. They run their test, and they can tell you, oh, you're allergic to this or that, so you know what to avoid.
Right.
So you're not scared of food, so you can enjoy whatever you want, but you stay away from the trigger.
Yes. And I heard something about wheat and some other things. They call them nightshades. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but
some people it affects them.
Yeah, so I heard something about a lot of the things like wheat and nightshades can actually cause leaky gut. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, now that's several things, and that's, it all goes back to the stomach as far as first see what particular thing is bothering your stomach. Do you have a leaky gut? Because some people have autoimmune disease and they're not even paying any attention to their gut. They're just trying to treat other symptoms and they're not even paying attention. You fix the gut first, and in most cases the other things will go away.
Wow.
It's that simple. A leaky gut, perfect example, is if people don't know what that is, it's that your stomach gets these little pinholes, and part of your intestines is supposed to be separate from that. They start mixing, and then your body overreacts, says, oh, we got to fight this, and that's how you get these autoimmunes happening.
Wow.
It can be from arthritis to many other things that can happen.
Wow.
So there's so much connection there. We could really get on specifics on that and another time if you want to go on different subjects of that.
Yeah, I didn't want to go too deep into it. I know it's like that's a whole nother, but when you said that about the wheat, it reminded me I was doing some research and I seen something about leaky gut and how so that could be a whole nother thing we can go into another time.
Yeah, now real quick about leaky gut is that I'm shocked that many people don't even know about it.
Yeah.
They don't, and here's how you get leaky gut. You can get leaky gut by taking too many aspirin, by taking too many painkillers.
No way.
Those are some triggers for the leaky gut.
Wow.
And then you're just chasing problems.
Right.
Fix that first. And I actually have something that works excellent to help heal the leaky gut. And that was created by a cardiologist.
Really?
Yeah, anything I talk about can be checked out, and I deal with professionals. This was created by a cardiologist, and it absolutely works.
That is amazing.
So it's very, very helpful for leaky gut, because I've helped like probably half a dozen women just in this area that had leaky gut. They were suffering with leaky gut and stomach issues for years.
Yeah.
Years. I mean, years of pain. They literally felt almost chained to the house because they didn't want to go too far from the house.
That's insane.
But that's how they were living, because they had so much pain or problems with their stomach. They literally were not enjoying life. So I recommend this simple thing. Yeah, so I just recommend this simple thing that was created by this cardiologist. And so if anyone has that, I would definitely recommend that to help. And you can always say, hey, doc, can I take this? And they'll be shocked. So these women are enjoying life right now.
Man, that is amazing.
Yeah, they were stuck to their house. They didn't want to leave far from their house.
Wow.
And it's like that one commercial where they're almost chained to their house. They can't leave because they don't want to have stomach issues. So, cause what I'd like to do is have our motto is, we're here to thrive, not just survive.
Yes.
That means enjoying every day.
Every day.
So literally, when your feet touch the ground in the morning, you should smile. If your feet touch the ground and you don't smile, you need to make a little adjustment.
That's right.
And you're going to be shocked when all the beautiful things start happening. When you make that little adjustment, it's shocking. Every part of your life will improve. Every part, financially, emotionally, friends, everything.
All from those little small changes right there.
Yeah, that's how I live. And people are shocked. They're like, why are you so happy? Why not? You know, I used to live in pain and I got rid of it.
That's amazing. You know, like that's a transformation.
Oh yeah. I used to have a pain level of like 10.
What?
Yeah.
How long was it like that?
I suffered with that for a couple of years till I said, no, I need to fix this right now.
Yeah.
And I applied all my techniques on it and problem solved.
Look at that. So this stuff really works.
Oh, absolutely. Anything I talk about can be checked and rechecked.
Yes.
Because this was real pain and it's gone. And so I enjoy sharing that because, you know, we literally, first of all, we're in beautiful San Diego. We need to enjoy this.
We got to. I want to enjoy every moment as long as I can too.
Exactly. So literally, when your feet touch the ground in the morning, you should be smiling. Yes. If they're not, then we need to make some adjustments.
Simple as that.
That's it. That's it, brother. So we've got so many things to talk about, but I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Sorry if I speak too much. I've just overflown with information and energy.
No, this has been awesome. This is like we already talked for 30 minutes. I didn't even realize how long it had been already. And well, we've got so much more to come. So I guess we can kind of end our first episode here. Do you have any last words of encouragement or any words for anyone as far as doctors or anything like that with information?
Yeah, they can reach out to us, and we have female doctors for women that only want to speak to female doctors. We have other men doctors for men, or anything in between, from acupuncture to anything else.
Yes.
Happy to help you. And remember, people, is that try that little technique. Just try that. When you put your feet on the ground in the morning, do you have any pain, or what's keeping you from smiling? Just a simple little thought.
I like that.
Yes, sir.
I like that. Oh, well, Anthony, thank you for being on. I appreciate your time. I appreciate all of your knowledge, your wealth of wisdom here.
Happy to share, my friend. Happy to share. Awesome. And hopefully I can bring benefit. Even if you learn or hear one story that clicked with you, it's helpful.
Yes.
One thing.
Absolutely.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
thank you so much for being on, and everyone that's watching, stay elevated.
Excellent. Take care, brother.
All right, you too.